T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's get ready to sucker! It out into left field. It's going. It's going. It is gone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of the YSN Power Hour. DJ here. We got Quinn, we got EB, and we got Paul Munson down in the bottom right-hand corner. Playing some Foursquare today, boys. How was the weekend? Quinn and EB, you guys were run for roses. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it was a great trip. Played really well with our girls. I thought Bailey's team played really well. I was proud of how we played. I mean, not every day you get to go down to a tournament like that and compete with Youngstown area talent, and we did well, and I thought we represented really well for our area, and I couldn't be more proud of how we played, in all honesty.
Love it. And Bailey, I heard a little rumor that you came up just short.
I mean, we were 2 points away. We were in the semis, and we were up in the second half, and a couple of things didn't go our way. There's a couple instances they waved off some points because a ball bounced through the court, which, whatever, that's the official's discretion.
Right.
Garbage. I'll say it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a fan of the call personally because my player was already in the air and the ball released from her hand. And then, where the ball came through, it wasn't necessarily in danger of the play, but that's my take on it. And then, free throws. We missed a lot of free throws in the second half that kind of killed us. But pool play, we went 3-0. We won our bracket, our pool, that bumped us into the platinum division, which at Roses you have platinum, gold, silver, bronze. And then we kind of rolled through the first couple of games, and the second game we played a pretty good team. I think if it was pretty much a championship game because that team beat the team in the championship pretty handedly, and I feel, I mean, this is just me being confident. I think if we're in the championship game, we probably do much of the same. But all in all, I mean, that event, I'll tell our girls or anyone who goes down there, like, unless if you experience maybe a state championship or something of that level, you're never going to get an experience like this. It's just, for our girls and a lot of our girls, we represent, or there are local girls to go down there and put on like they did, not only, my team, but Quinn's team. And you look down at the baseline and you see college coaches, filling in, and coaches not from around our area, but different parts of the U.S. or different regions of the world, checking out town in our area. I think it's just a great way for them to, showcase who they are and showcase our area in general.
I love that. Quinn, you had a good time down there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you get to spend an entire week of nothing but being trapped in a room with Eric and all the fun people that we work with, it's a treat, to say the least. I mean, I think there was a solid 20 hours where we did nothing but laugh. So it was a fun time, and I mean, you get to be around basketball, and for guys like me and Eric, I mean, there's nothing better, I don't think.
No, I can imagine. You guys were in your glory down there. Paul, you and I in our glory on Friday at the Raider Golf Outing, 32nd Annual, and I thought a good time was had by all. We ended up, 10 under?
10 under. Yeah.
And how was the rest of your weekend?
It was good. I'll be honest, like, with not having to, go to school every day, the days kind of, you forget, what day. Like, Saturday felt like Sunday. Yep. And I was sitting around, and I mean, it was about 7:30, and we're just hanging around the house, and I'm like, man, I feel like I got something to do today, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. And then all of a sudden, as I was making the schedule out for getting games done this week, I went, oh shit, I know what I got to do today. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, Ty's bachelor party was Saturday, so I ended up going to that for a little bit, and then yesterday did a car show and got just absolutely poured on in Columbiana. So. But hey, had a good time.
Got a new lid, it looks like.
Oh, this is an old one.
Is it?
I got so many hats. I was sitting there, I was like, what'll match this shirt today with the flags? I was like, I'll get this hat out. So.
Can't even see it because of our sponsors.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. I got a new shirt here. This is the 43
Richard
Mushmouth. This is the Mushmouth Bandit, the YSN car, baby.
Oh.
Corey Renforth Racing. So shout out to Corey. I hope you guys have a chance at some point to check out In the Driver's Seat on Sundays. We talk to Corey. He brings in typically another driver, and we talk a little racing. Not that I have any reason to be on that show other than to be the point guard, because I know nothing about racing. I still think that there's blinker fluid. I'm still that guy. Still that guy. So I got no reason to be on a show about automobiles at all. Quinn knows it better than anybody. So it is National Paper Bag Day. So without further ado, Mike, it is also National Simplicity Day. So what is the most simple use that you've ever had of a paper bag in your life, or seen? Not personally actually done, but what is the simplest form of a paper bag creatively that you've ever seen? Well, let me let you think this one through. While you're thinking that through, Amo popping in and said, had 3 inches of water in the clubhouse, but he got it fixed in time for a retirement party, so it is an extremely busy weekend. So, Amo, we're happy for you. I saw that, and I immediately panicked for you. So, to cover my head during the 0-16 season. So that's a good one.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, the simplest I've seen was a hat. Cut out some eye holes, a hat. The simplest I've ever used was a garbage bag.
Book cover from Billy Mack on Twitch.
What about taking your I use it instead of having a lunch bag for school. I just threw my lunch in a brown paper bag.
I think I've done that a few times. But usually, I would have a brand new lunch bag at the beginning of the year, and somehow by the end of the year it's gone. I've went to the paper bag. So you knew shit hit the fan when I went to the paper bag. Kate Kelly says over some MD 2020 or cover some MD 2020.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Wine on the side of the corner.
Yeah, naturally. Quinn, how about you?
Mine was very simple. It was to study how much my sister cleans her room. I put an empty brown paper bag in one spot in her room, and it sat there for 3 months. Didn't get moved.
Oh, mouse and the cheese, right? That's the mouse and the cheese.
Absolutely.
Mine was a book cover too. Like the book covers, like you had to do the book covers in school, or else you were like penalized. The later you got, it was like in middle school, they'd say you get detention if your book's not covered. And
I like how they give you like the crappiest book on the planet that like looks like it ran through a car wash, and they said you have to cover it with a book.
Oh yeah, it's beat
book
to hell.
stock or whatever. It's like, no.
Those corners were always like the witch's fingers, right? They were always like this, like bent down, like towards each other, because people would just throw them down.
Look, the only good thing about the book covers is you could draw on them. It's not like it protected the book. You throw them in a locker and it just beats the shit out of it anyways. It just turned into like your own little autograph session where everyone started drawing certain things on your book covers and everything else. So it's not like there's really a true purpose to it other than
you
shit like
can
that.
always tell like which subject you were good in and which one you didn't give a shit about, because by how many drawings were on the book. So if you didn't care about that class, you were drawing on that book cover forever. But if you paid attention and knew what you were doing, the book was open, so you didn't draw on it that much. It might have just had like history on the top of it, and that was it.
Or you could tell which class you had with all your friends, because there would be like a bunch of meats drawn all over it everywhere.
Like Arby's? Arby's meats?
Yeah, absolute roast beef everywhere.
Oh,
gotta stay away from the roast beef.
I'm more of a ham and Swiss guy. Oh gosh, it's derailed already. Quinn, Kate wants to know: did you put one of those in their house? They haven't found it yet.
Not a bag. There's a bottle of Mountain Dew somewhere in there. I'm not going to tell you where.
Also, interesting story that we got on Thursday. Apparently, you and Billy Mack took one of Jeff's shirts and put it up on a flagpole somewhere. Is there legit?
There is a Jeff Bezos polo flying around somewhere. I will not divulge that information.
Is it still there? Do you know?
When I left for Louisville, it was there. I will say that.
So it's in Canfield.
Surrounding area. Somewhere.
That is awesome.
Kate says Billy would have drank that by now. So a catcher from Louis. Yeah, we're going to talk draft. We're also going to talk home run derby and the betting odds for the home run derby. Looks like we have an extra popping in here.
Finally got everything.
Time in the yard.
So here we are.
You look like Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
It's a Monday, so we got to go dark side for Monday. No Reds today.
Bubble.
His shoulders and his back were red when I saw him on Saturday.
I saw a picture. All right, Ty, we have to clear something. We got to clear something up. I saw a picture of you at your golf outing that your dad took. You had a sleeveless shirt on. Did you really go to golf in sleeveless?
Oh yeah, dude. I am not a golfer in any shape or form. I needed to even out the arms anyway. We had a line cut off right here, so we got it all evened out now.
He was bright red from here all the way down, both arms, down the back of his neck. I was like, oh my gosh, he did not do anything and just golfed and got burnt.
Michael Page wants to know what he wins if he goes on a scavenger hunt for the Bezos Polo. You win the Bezos Polo. That's what you win. And then maybe we'll give you a pair of Jeff's shoes because he doesn't use them as much. But yeah, so the word on the street is Quinn and Mac decided that they were going to run Jeff's shirt up a flagpole. Did you actually run it up the flagpole?
At the time, it was.
But it's no longer up?
I'm not sure.
Is it half-mast?
I have to go take a look.
Okay.
Jeff is always half-mast, though.
I love that. As much as it's rained, it probably has been washed more.
Oh my gosh, that's nice job, Paige. Ben Hartwig says, I'm sad no Jeff Bezos today. The world is sad. The world is sad that there's no Jeff Bezos today, but I'm being told he will be back tomorrow. Yeah, he actually had to work. Surprise, surprise. He'll pop on. We said his name. If you say his name 3 times, he pops up. What else we got here?
He's our own Beetlejuice.
Ty, what's the most simplistic use of a paper bag you've ever seen?
I saw somebody once get a big paper bag. It was probably like, the grocery ones like that Aldi has, like those big size ones. And I think all they had in it was one thing of yogurt. I saw them buy one little thing of vanilla yogurt and bought a big paper bag, put one thing of vanilla yogurt, and it was like, just carried that. Well, okay. But yeah, that was probably, I was like, why would you do that though? Why waste the money, the space, the time?
Because you can't buy bags at Aldi's, right? Aldi.
You can at like the checkout.
You can buy those?
You could buy like the paper, and they have like the paper and plastic bags once you get to the checkout. But you could also like take boxes off their shelves and stuff.
Oh, I know. I've seen the boxes. I played the box card. I didn't know that they don't give you paper. You have to pay for those?
Yeah, you do. So she paid for a paper bag to put one thing of yogurt in. Is the wildest thing about it.
Well, Aldi they're the one you have to pay the quarter for the grocery cart.
But you get a return if you return the cart.
Yeah, but you know how many people go crazy to make sure they return that for a quarter?
It's genius.
It is genius. Then now they don't have to have a cart attendant. They make you go back for a quarter.
Oh boy.
Don't care who that is, but I appreciate it.
Quinn's sexy beard has its own YouTube page.
That's terrifying to think of who that actually is.
I just want to know what you're saying in that moment right there.
I actually know exactly what I'm saying in that, and it's not appropriate for this show.
Who took that picture, Quinn?
Rob Hayes. That's my picture from when I was at YSN Power.
Okay, so that's the one that you've used on Facebook before.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what I was saying in that. Still.
Whoever's doing the YouTube stuff is just genius.
Fast. Just fast. And we've talked about this offline, like impressively fast and impressively with their taglines. Now Quinn has a page. When is Anthony going to get one?
His has got to pop up during the.
I don't know who's running that, but if it's some of the people that I'm thinking of, they can have a lot of stuff on that. Mainly my sister, which scares me.
What, your sexy beard one?
Yes, if that is my sister running that account.
Jeff's mustache out there. There was
Jeff's feet, Jeff's shorts,
blue shorts. Yeah.
Jeff's parents, Big Papa Betos.
My bigger question here is, why would your sister create a page, Quinn's Sexy Beard?
Because she's an evil ass and will do anything to basically rub dirt.
What in the West Virginia shit is this? Like
I don't think that's her though.
I think it's the same people.
Yeah, somebody out there has just been. I mean,
it's like the YSN Al Qaeda, only they don't really hate us.
Yeah, they're spreading love to everybody.
The freedom will ring.
Jeff had 4. I mean, the one my wife did.
Yeah, she was part of the YSN Al Qaeda there for a minute.
She got caught pretty quick. So, see, look, Jeff's cigar. There we go.
There it is. He's back. That's from the outing.
That's how impressive that was, because that popped up Friday at the outing, and it was him in that at the outing. So somehow somebody got a picture of him pretty damn quick. Unless he wore that same thing last year at the outing.
I honestly want to send out a search party for these people and just congratulate them. Like, give them a gift card or something, because this has been pretty cool. And now they're going to make YSN gift card. That's what they're gonna. That's the next one. All right, guys, let's talk some sports. We're almost 20 minutes into the show. We haven't said anything about sports yet, other than the Run for Roses. 2021 MLB Home Run Derby tonight. You've got 8 guys in it. You got Shohei Ohtani from the Angels, Joey Gallo from Texas, Pete Alonso from the Mets, Salvi Perez, from Kansas City, Matt Olson from Oakland. You got Juan Soto from the Nationals, Trevor Story from Colorado, and Trey Mancini from Baltimore. Shohei Ohtani is supposed to win this thing. Do you guys see this going any other way? Who's your pick to click for tonight's Home Run Derby, and how many do you think they're going to hit? Quinn, we'll start with you because you're a baseball connoisseur.
Absolutely. Never in doubt. Well, as of about 27 minutes ago, I'm going for Trey Mancini.
Why? Why would you ever go for Trey Mancini?
Just $10. That's all. Why not?
Munson, now they
Don't
got
know
you.
he's gonna hit. Don't care as long as if he wins.
Does everybody see this right now?
That's great. I mean, and that's from the outing.
And they got your middle finger down too.
From the outing. There was somebody else, I forget who it was. I looked at some of the pictures that the boosters took. There's a lot of people who had their hand on their driver, and that middle finger is the finger that's up a lot. I think totally unintentionally too. So
this is my favorite one though, of all of them. Munson's ring.
Yeah.
Give me Trey Mancini. I like Trey Mancini too, because if we throw down a 50 spot, we can win $1,000. That's what I'm saying. But I love the story. No pun intended with Trevor. But I really like, if I'm betting who's going to win it, I like Pete Alonso. That dude's got a great swing, great home run swing. But Shohei Ohtani could be the guy. I mean, he's had a great year, and he's having his interpreter be the catcher.
That's awesome.
That's wild to me. Trey is a sleeper and also is a Notre Dame boy. Shout out Batista.
I don't want Trey Mancini anymore.
Soto versus Ohtani in round 1 should be a fun one. That's crazy. Trey will lose first round. Billy, you can join the show. You have a link. You don't have to go through your Twitch page. Who do you think, Paul? Who are you taking?
Well, I mean, I hate to jump on the bandwagon and be with Ohtani, but I mean, I shared a thing with Billy the other day, and the hitting coach for the Angels says he doesn't even take batting practice.
Correct.
He just shows up and hits.
Wake and rake.
And does his warm-ups for pitching, but he does not take batting practice. And the guy's leading the majors right now in home runs and has a ridiculous swing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a little bit of a shorter porch in left and right field too in Colorado. So being a lefty, I think he's got a better shot. But yeah, I like him. I like to see it just for the story of this guy. I mean, making the All-Star game as a pitcher and as a designated hitter. I mean, I think I'd say it's only like the second time in history it's ever happened, if not the first.
Gregory Polanco got snubbed apparently. Not Polanco, Polanco. Taya, what are you thinking?
I think Ohtani, the hype surrounding him right now, I think it's made for him to win. But I also agree with the Pete Alonso pick. And I think Ohtani and Soto in that first round will be good, but they got to play the winner. Whoever wins that first round will play the winner of Salvador Perez and Pete Alonso. And I think that's going to be an even better matchup, that second round matchup between those two. So that's, I think, what I'm going to be more excited for is that second round. But I think Pete Alonso is going to be the dark horse candidate. Of course, Ohtani's everybody's favorite, but I like Pete Alonso as the dark horse.
Perez, I think he had worse odds than Trey Mancini. And
They're both at plus 1,500.
They're both at?
Yep.
I was just on DraftKings, and Mancini was plus 13, and Salvi was plus 15. So I don't know how the hell he just fell off the charts, because he was listed, I don't know when this was put, but this was plus 700. So
Soto and Story are plus 800. Olson's at plus 6. Pete Alonso's at plus 450. Gallo's at 420. And Ohtani's at 240.
Yeah,
a lot of people are picking Joey Gallo. A lot of people like Gallo.
Well, he's got raw power. And in this, it's how strong you are, and really it's your endurance, because you're going how long and hitting all these dingers now. So that's why I think Ohtani will probably win it. But somebody like Pete Alonso, he doesn't have to try to swing for home runs. It's his natural swing. So I'll be interested to see how it goes. Oh, I like the Ohtani story. I wish people would relax a little bit and not stop crowning this guy as the next Babe Ruth and stuff like he's done it for 2 years because he's been injured for one of them. So let's pump the brakes on this kid before we say he's comparable to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth did it for a long, long time. Alonso has already won it, so he knows what it takes to win. I agree with that. Again, he's just got a nasty swing. nasty swing, and that ball will fly. EB, do you have a favorite in this? Do you even care?
Actually, home run derby is like really the only thing I do pay attention to. And wasn't it the last time I was in Colorado? Like there was just a mass amount of home runs, like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of the air density and everything. So, but like I can see like the first round, like someone having 19 and the loser has like 17 or something crazy like that. I kind of like Ohtani just because, you know, he does have a cool story, and the fact that he doesn't, you know, take batting practice. I read the same article, and he just kind of shows up and does his thing. Like he doesn't have any pressure because to him, it's just baseball. So I like him. He would be my pick. Outside of that, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if, you know, I kind of like Alonso after that, but that's kind of, I can't dive deep into these guys like you guys can because I don't pay too much attention. But those would be my two picks, with Ohtani taking it all.
Do you
Think
feel
about
like
Ohtani, like he doesn't understand what any of us are saying.
Right.
He can just cruise around like, I don't care what they're saying because I don't even know what the hell they're saying unless his interpreter tells him. So he's just cruising along going, hey, I'm, you know, playing baseball. Maybe he doesn't know to show up for BP because somebody told him to show up. And he just waves at him and just keeps on going.
the
Like,
translator wants to sleep in, so he just doesn't tell him?
yeah, they don't care.
Where have you been, Ohtani?
Hits Bob. Yeah. Way to show up for BP, asshole. Oh, no. He just keeps on going. After a while, we're probably like, oh,
Hang 10, cowboy.
Do we even bother telling him to come to BP anymore? He's hitting dingers like it's nothing. So,
Well, shit, dude. They're probably like, yeah, you need to go to BP. It's like gas station. Go gas station. Just
Refuel review. YSN.
BP, okay.
Michael Page says over under 519. I'm going to take the over.
Over.
519 is like the longest home run ever hit there, correct?
There? In
Or
Colorado?
in a derby, right? It was Giancarlo Stanton, if I'm not mistaken.
Longest in Coors? Well, we got into this the other day.
Where's our Google guy when we need it?
We got into this the other day when I said the longest home run when I said that thing, and it was in Denver, but it was a minor league. Are the minor leagues not like pro baseball?
I don't think they're pro baseball. I think they're semi-pro baseball.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say that? Is that? I'm not saying
I mean,
that as
they're getting paid. I mean, like these guys who just got drafted like last night, if they go down to AAA, are they still not a pro baseball player?
The record is 513 for a home run derby. 513, the longest.
Was it Stanton?
Longest in Coors history is 504 by Stanton.
Aaron Judge holds it 513. I think it can be beaten. I think with some of these hitters, man. I mean, if they're serving some meatballs over the plate, and with the way that Colorado, the balls can really fly, I think there might be a chance too.
But don't they
Judge
doctor
hit
the
in
balls?
Miami. He hit that in Miami too.
Don't they doctor the balls in Colorado with the humidor? If I'm not mistaken.
In Colorado.
510 by McGuire at Coors Field. Okay, so I'm taking the under now. I'm convinced. I don't like 519. I would take the under. But that, I mean, 500-foot bomb is still guys, that's a bomb.
All you gotta do is hit it over the wall. Who cares?
I mean, dude, go to a high school baseball field and what? The longest is like 375 or 360 or something like that. Dude, that's a bomb. You throw another 200 feet on that almost, and it's wild.
Yeah, Stanton has the longest regular season home run in Coors Field at 504.
Yeah. StatCast only, though. I think that's only StatCast, though.
It's a special appearance, too. Special guest appearance. You don't see it too often.
It is. It's like when Tiger wears red on Sundays. Ty wear black on Monday.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the longest one in it was at Mile High Stadium was 582 from home plate in a minor league game in 1987.
Ty, I had a question come up. Are we going to be live streaming your wedding? Are we going to do a live look-in during your wedding for Power Hour?
Oh, my God. I mean, well, the wedding will be later in the day, later than Power Hour, but I mean...
Your wedding's at what, 4?
It's I think it's at 6. The reception starts at 6.
Yeah, but when's your actual wedding?
I think that's at 2.
Okay. So we can go early. Tell Ron, hit the bricks on a Friday. We're going to do a live stream of Ty's wedding.
Bring Ron in to announce, talk about it as it's going on.
Is this going to be is it going to be a long wedding?
Oh, probably not. We'll probably be in and out of there under an hour, probably half hour, 40 minutes, honestly.
Boys, that sounds like a perfect
Go on
power
stage,
hour.
kiss her, and walk off, and say it's over. Let's go. That's all people wait for.
Do we have to ask your fiance for her permission to live stream?
Probably.
I think it'd be awesome.
Just set up in the corner and hide under a tent and just.
Because like we have to do the show naturally. So, like, we could be a part of the wedding, like, not be in the wedding, but we could be live streaming the wedding, and we could give, like, play-by-play.
Oh, it says the humidor will be unplugged, so these baseballs will be hot.
Yeah,
No.
just like the
Take the
air
over.
conditioner was unplugged for Tom Brady, please.
Easy.
Says the conditions appear to be right for some mammoth home runs.
Oh, there's going to be, someone's going to hit a 520.
All right, then I'm
Someone's
taking.
gonna hit a
I'm
520.
guessing that he's on DraftKings right now, and he's probably punching 519's got to be that number, right?
Is it Ohtani that does it? Who
I'm gonna
does
guess
it?
Gallo.
I mean, think about that. Like when Judge beat 513, he did it in Marlins Park. Marlins Park's got 4 of the top 5, actually top 6, because Judge did it 504 twice.
No, it's got to be Gallo that's going to hit that, though.
I think Gallo's gonna
Has to be.
bomb it.
Didn't he hit one out of like Old Texas Stadium or something like that?
That was Hamilton, wasn't it?
I know Hamilton did.
Hamilton hit
Gallo
out of
hit
Yankee
on the
Stadium.
roof or something.
Well, Prince, not Prince Fielder.
Yeah, Prince Fielder hit it down in Detroit.
Well, yeah, his dad did too. His dad cleared the roof.
Yeah, his dad did.
Cecil, there we go. Cecil Fielder.
Cecil, that's your middle name. How'd you forget that?
Yeah. So 505 is the longest in regular season. That was in Globe Life Park. I don't know which one that is. It was,
Low Life Park?
no,
Globe Life Park, that was Texas, I thought.
Globe
No,
Life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Low Life Park, that's down in the hood somewhere. So
no, dude, you just go straight through Palestine Park. You'll find it real quick.
On
Hi, William.
what up, Billy?
your way to the game?
Yep.
Who we taking on today?
Let's say that one more time.
Who we taking on today?
We got the Athletics in the semifinals today. Got 2 games. So heading to the center and throw a little BP. Well, I'm not going to throw any BP. That's not my responsibility. But I'm going to be there to support our guys for BP.
Great hitters don't need BP.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your take on Ohtani not taking BP?
I think it's a little different. I mean, to say that nobody else does it is weird. You know, I mean, he's the only one that I can think of that doesn't take BP. I don't know why he doesn't do that. Maybe it's a superstition. There's got to be at some point he's got to have batting practice, right? I mean, he may not, take BP before the game, but he definitely has to take BP somewhere at some point, right?
You got to figure like the night before or something, or the day before. Like he's at least in like the cages just swinging away.
Something. He can't just not swing and then go out there and hit, 260 with, 26 home runs or whatever the hell he's hitting. I know he's better than any player that the Yankees got, Jeff Bezos.
He's not even here to defend himself.
That's all right. They need to just sign Altuve. That way he can stop crushing their soul.
Oh, no, you're not allowed to jump in and start promoting Astros now.
Well, no, I'm just saying it for his sake. The Yankees just need Altuve so he doesn't kill him anymore.
Did anybody
All the
see?
guy does is hit walk-off nukes.
Did you see the slow mo? And they had it from like behind Altuve, and they had all the fans in the background like raising their arms. There was some dude in a Yankees jersey that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Jeff Bezos. 100%.
Yes.
Jumping onto the Astros wagon with a pinstripe jersey on at the Astros facility.
Jeff would never go to Houston to watch the Yankees game. Let's be fair.
Yeah, he would. He absolutely would. And he'd be trashed.
So the article I'm reading, right, they were talking about with the exit velocities the guys can hit around 120 miles an hour. They said with launch angles around 30 degrees or better, that a ball can travel 500 feet at sea level. 5,000 feet above sea level, which is where they're going to be at, this guy estimates a ball could possibly travel 450 feet tonight. If one of these guys get a hold of one.
450 is less than 519. Or did you mean 550?
550, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry.
I can barely even.
I'm flipping again.
Yeah. So 550 feet if somebody just gets a hold of one and annihilates it.
All right, so 519 is the number that's been established. Are you taking the over or the under? I'm taking the over. Quinn?
Over.
Paul?
Yeah, I think I'll take the over.
Mac?
519 is the distance we're trying to get to.
Yep.
I'm going to say the under.
Okay. Ty?
Humidor off. Give me the over.
AB?
I'd go over.
Okay, so we got one guy taking the under, so Billy's going to rub it in all of our face on the group chat. That's just the way it's going to be.
30-degree angle is just too much, man. It's just too much.
Well, because the guy says that if it's 70 degrees at sea level, the ball doesn't travel that bad. But if it's going to be hot, like it's supposed to be in Denver tonight, the distance increases.
It's going
And
to
he
go.
goes that these balls, 10 degrees equals 3 more feet. Every time it goes up 10 degrees, it's 3 more feet of distance.
I think if anybody's going to do it, though, it's got to be Gallo. I know you guys kind of talked about it before.
It's got to be Gallo.
Yeah. I mean, Soto can put some bombs out there.
Yeah, I don't think Solo.
Yeah, but Gallo either hits it a quarter mile or he hits it into the plate.
Mancini's going to have an in-the-park home run for the first time ever in home run derby history. That's how he's going to get on the board, which is also more than Jason Bay. So congratulations, Jason Bay. You still suck, you Canadian piece of crap.
And that's with no wind. Now they say you factor in wind, which they're saying 10 to 15 mile an hour winds blowing towards right field.
Paul is a Google machine right now. Machine.
Guys that
Doing like stupid trivia game again.
You're over 550.
The hour-long after show with Paul Munson about like betting odds for the home run derby.
It's good to see somebody at YSN that's doing a show for some fact checking.
What?
Paul's sounding like Bethesda right now with this weather crap.
He hasn't said Notre Dame every other word.
Well, Ohio State's not going to go undefeated.
Oh, man. I'd hold Quinn back.
Dumbass.
Quinn was back. He was back there talking about Ohio State and their schedule. Ohio State's not going to go undefeated. They're not going to go undefeated. And Quinn's like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. And I said, dude, you got to stay out here. I'm going to kill him. We're going to take a break. We come back. We still have to talk about the MLB draft. Were you surprised that the Pirates took a catcher, number 1 overall in the draft, who wasn't supposed to go until maybe the 5th pick, over a pitcher or any other positional player that they talked about?
First round pick this year.
Huh?
At least he was supposed to be a first round pick.
This is true. But usually the catchers aren't the cornerstones and the number 1. Listen, as a catcher, I was excited. Learn more after this on the YSN Power Hour. Come see one of the Valley's hidden gems. The Back Nine Bar and Grill on the Berlin Lake Golf Club is the perfect place for fellowship, fame, food, and fun. Check out our daily specials and ask about memberships. The Back Nine Bar and Grill on Hartzell Road in North Benton.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ, Quinn, Paul, Billy Mack, we've got Ty, and we've got Eric with you. It's so weird to say Eric.
Eric.
So weird.
Eric.
That's weird.
EB. Even the girls call you Uncle EB. It's like not Uncle Eric, it's Uncle EB.
Giving the business to Eric?
What's that from?
It's from Billy Madison. When he says I'm gonna give it to Eric, and Eric is the guy he had to beat in the contest. Like, Eric, you're giving it to Eric?
Oh,
that's what I think of when I hear Eric. Sorry, or Cartman.
Yes, that's right. Paul has a mind of a 12-year-old. That is about as far as it goes. A special thanks to our sponsors while we have a chance. Barry Brothers, WRS, Insurance Solutions, Joe Dick Electric, Channel 21 WFMJ, and of course our friends over at G. Burbick Farms. Guys, before the break, we wanted to talk about the MLB draft. Is anybody surprised, like I was, that the Pittsburgh Pirates, #1 overall, take a catcher from Louisville in the first round? Billy, I know you've been on this because you got guys that could be drafted. Were you shocked? Were you surprised the way the Pirates went?
Not necessarily. I didn't think that they would take the shortstop, even though kind of all the big boards had them at the shortstop, the high school shortstop in California. I thought they would go catcher or pitcher. Most surprised they didn't go pitcher to a degree. But at the end of the day, you know what? The catcher's one of those positions that there's probably only so many that are really high level grades. So it's not a bad pick. It's really not. He's going to develop a pretty good catcher, and go from there. So.
Was anybody else surprised, Ty, when you saw that it was a catcher #1? It doesn't happen very often. You can probably count it on a handful of your fingers.
No, I mean, if he's talented enough, man, a good catcher that is both defensively and offensively oriented, a good defensive catcher can really hold down pitching staff. And I mean, you're talking framing pitches, you're talking blocking the plate, preventing pass balls, and just generally making good calls to being on that same page with the pitcher and getting them in rhythm and keeping them calm and keeping them composed in those pressure cooking situations. The odd thing, though, about Davis is everything I'm hearing about him, he's a lot more offensive oriented. They said he has a little bit of trouble blocking the plate and framing. They said that's something that they hope he picks up as he goes along, and they think he's not going to have any trouble with it. But especially if you can get that solid defensive catcher that can provide offense, and you're talking like 20, 30 home runs of offense, or even just a solid batting average. Offense usually is just icing on the cake if you have a really solid defensive catcher down the field.
Back the truck up for a second here, because first of all, no defensive catcher goes in the first round. If you can hit, you're going to be a first-round catcher. I want to say, I could be wrong on this. This is just me throwing this out there. Bryce Harper was the last catcher drafted high.
Bryce Harper?
He was drafted as a catcher, yes. And they converted him right into the outfield. He was the #1 catcher on the board. I don't know if he went 1 overall, but I think he went top 5 for sure. He might have went 1, but he was because the kid from Howland or Harding was the second best catcher that year. That got drafted. Bryce Harper was a power hitting guy. This guy will be the same thing. You're not going to draft a catcher in the first round who's great defensively. It's just not going to do it. It's just a waste of a pick. You can get those guys, from 6 on. So you're going to go for power and for hitting. That's what the game's about.
Bryce Harper was drafted as a catcher?
Yes. You can Google that there, Poe.
I'm going to extend my time to Billy Mack.
Yeah. And, well, the skill of the draft so far is at 68. and he was a Youngstown Astro Falcon a couple of years ago, and he got drafted by the Rockies from Ohio University, Joe Rock, today. So kudos, our first Class B guy drafted today.
So wait, you said 68?
68.
So what was that?
I think it was a compensatory pick.
Okay, so 36. I don't know. It's not even showing me. This thing's stupid. This is why MLB sucks, is because they can't even put together a web page.
Yep, he was a catcher.
Bryce?
Yeah, he played for the National Junior College Athletic Association.
I am the Google machine.
Or an ass.
That can be combined.
I guess you guys didn't really know that. Bryce Harper was a catcher.
I did not know that.
I knew that.
I'd been a hell of a lot more excited. Why isn't he a catcher now?
All right, Billy. I will say this.
You know why?
Say,
Because Joe
Billy
busted his legs up, and that's kind of where the direction they went. You know, when those guys that are 6'3" and above, they don't really want those guys being catchers, especially if they can hit.
So guys that, let's say,
even though he was a catcher, it says the Nationals drafted him as an outfielder, though.
Yes. So they drafted him as an outfielder because they told him they weren't going to use him as a catcher.
They wanted to extend his career and accelerate his player development so that he could debut in the pros quicker.
Which is exactly what I said.
I got a feeling that he Googled that before the show, or he heard that somewhere.
No, I knew that. I knew that ahead of time.
It's a weird Billy Mack stat. Weird Billy Mack. All right, who has been the surprise? Like, who have you, like, has anybody seen any of these prospects other than Billy and kind of dug in a little bit? I mean, we heard about the kid from Alliance. His name's escaping me right now. I apologize.
Bruni?
Yeah. We heard Gavin Bruni. We heard about him. Is he's still on the board as far as we know?
Yes. I think the surprise has got to be, to me, it's Will Bednar, but I think he played his way into it. He was projected a third round, if not deeper, going into and the World Series really took him to a next level. I mean, he just completely balled out. The old Mars guy, Will Bednar, and just balled out, and he earned his spot. I mean, this is one of those cases where, hey, you play good in the big stage, and you're going to get an opportunity to maybe rise your draft stock. And
Giants, right?
Right. To me, that's the one that blows me away.
They know a thing or two about postseason baseball, so they must have seen something that they really liked about Bednar in the postseason that they said, hey, this guy fits what we're trying to do.
Well, plus he was coming off of UCL, and you know, that's something that, you know, you got to be careful with a little bit too. But it's not like it used to be. It's you know, the laborum's kind of the one that's the death penalty for pitchers anymore. But you know, he came off of it pretty well, and you know, did a pretty good job, I think, at Mississippi State.
Would you be shocked to see any of our players here locally get drafted as we conclude the draft tomorrow, Billy?
I think the one to look out for is probably Phil Glasser.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one to look out for that I'm hearing it could be drafted. We'll see if it does, and you know, that could be that to me is the one that I would pay attention to.
Has Whaler gotten any attention at all?
No.
Which is crazy because Bachman got drafted number 9 overall, and Whaler hit a dinger off him 2 years ago.
Right. Jeff and I were talking about that the other night, or last night, I think we were talking about that. I don't know if he'll get drafted. I think he likes his situation, and he's excited to play ACC baseball next year.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's got to be it's a different atmosphere for him playing there, which that's a conversation for another time, I think, because YSU has the pink slips on Pitt baseball as far as I'm concerned. So let's talk quickly about, you know, if you were a GM at this point trying to find a cornerstone or a diamond in the rough, Paul, what would you be looking for? Would you be looking for arms? Would you be looking for offense? What would you be looking for in the MLB draft, whether it's the first pick or your compensatory pick later on?
I'd be looking for some durability. You know, I mean, I think that's why, you know, and Ty kind of hit on that a little bit with, you know, the pick that the Pirates taking that catcher. I mean, yeah, you know, everybody's talking about Leiter and you know, Kumar and guys like that, but they're only going to throw every 5 days. You have a catcher, somebody who's going to be in that position every day. Every day they're going to contribute to your win and or your loss. So I'd be looking for somebody who can get out there and really help us out and know that they're going to be on the field every day to help me out, not a pitcher who's coming in every 5 days. And then, if these guys got the tools to do it and get out there and stay healthy, obviously, then I'm for it. That's what I'd be looking at.
I would only draft pitchers. That would be it. That would
Shock.
That would only. And here's why though, because there's so much wheeling and dealing that goes on, especially during the trade deadline. Pitchers are just more valuable unless you're considered an all-star.
That's like going into a fantasy football and say you're only drafting kickers.
No, it's not.
Like at some point you're going to need one.
I understand that, but you also got free agency. You also make trades. There's all kinds of minor league trades that happen every day that we never hear about. I think the value of a pitcher is more valuable unless you're considered a top 20 prospect. You could trade pitchers away for players every day and get more value out of it.
See, I don't know. I disagree with that. Just because I'm biased and I still think it's ridiculous. Pitchers get paid an absurd amount because they pitch again once every 5 days. They play one every 5 games.
That's fine that you can have that argument. The fact of the matter is, a starting pitcher is worth more than a starting second baseman. And again, we're not talking about the premier all-star. We're just talking about everyday players that are not all-stars. They're listed more valuable. You can get more out of a pitcher in a trade than you can for just a big stick. You see at the end of the year, every year, big sticks go for next to nothing. Towards the trade deadline.
So you're telling me that you would rather have a random pitcher, than Jose Altuve?
I mean, it would depend on the pitcher, but yes.
You'd have
It's not just a random. I'm not sitting here saying like obviously the kid stinks and he's not very good. Then obviously that would go to the everyday player. But I would much rather have a bunch of pitchers in stock to get rid of because you're going to get more value back from those guys.
But you won't have anybody else.
Well, I'll fill it somehow with trades. I'll wheel and deal, man. Let's go. Let me draft a bunch of pitchers.
Does anybody else?
In the off season?
This doesn't add up. You can't draft 32 pitchers and then try to trade for a second baseman, and somebody be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea."
Yes, it can, and it happens every day in the minor league system. There's trades all the time that we don't even hear about.
How?
What do you mean how?
It's the major league club that trades the minor leaguers. The minor leaguers don't trade each other.
They trade all the time. They trade all the time.
I think if Billy was a GM or an owner, he'd have 9 starting pitchers out on the field because nobody would be trading with him.
If Billy was an NFL GM, there would be 54 or 55, whatever the number is, offensive linemen, and he'd just be like, "You can play every position."
There's still 5 rounds to go in this draft too.
Yeah, there's plenty of picks available out there.
And it used to be longer.
Yeah.
Just showing some support, saying what's up. Cool show, guys. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Ty, you know him?
Yeah. We've known the Lewises for quite some time. We're good friends with their family. So,
Billy, you in on a live stream look in for Ty's wedding?
Is Jeff Bezos going to be doing cake stands?
He'll be here first, and then we're going to go to the reception after, so we can kind of do both of them.
I know I'll be playing a baseball game. That's there.
Oh, of course. We said lineman, and look who pops up. What else we have here? Nothing wrong with 9 Otanis pitching and hitting. If you could have 9 Otanis, but I mean, we've had 1 in 100 years.
Yeah, I just read too. He's starting pitcher and he's leading off for the American League. So he'll be the first pitcher on the mound for them, and he's the first batter for them.
I'll give him that. That's an outlier. If you can get 9 Otanis, then I'm all for the drafting of pitchers.
Who's pitching for the NL?
Scherzer.
Earhole. First pitch. Earhole. just let it loose, because then he's not coming out to pitch.
He won the Cy Young and the MVP.
Yeah, Do you think they would do that just because?
I think that they would do
I mean,
it if it
is he not the most valuable player though?
Uh-oh. It is coming down here in
Yeah,
Struthers, Ohio.
It's pouring, dude. I don't know how you're going to get a game in.
It was nice and sunny for a long time. It rained, but
the sun is still out. It is raining.
I mean, that's the tough question, Quinn, and one that we can probably talk about tomorrow because it's the All-Star game, and the day after that, we've got nothing to talk about because there's no sports in action. So let's keep that on the back burner. Is he really the most valuable player? Because I think a lot of people will say yes, but I've got an argument against it. Just
gives everyone a day too to think about it, because I think there's a lot of things you could say about it too on both sides.
Yep, I agree. But in the meantime, that means we have to get to our G. Berwick Farms What's Your Beef, What's Your Filet, brought to you by our good friends over at G. Berwick Farms on New Buffalo Road in Columbiana, not to mention their website, beautiful website, where you can get your next meal straight from their farm to your freezer. All you got to do, go to gberwickfarms.com. Beef, filet, Billy Mack, what do you got?
Well, right now it's about to be this rain because, I'm just sick of it. We're trying to play some playoff games, and we're coming up against the NABF. That's starting on Thursday. We're trying to do our best to get this thing in, but Mother Nature is not really on our side of late. And for a long time, we used to say Bob Scene Park had a bubble over it, and we would miss the rain, but looks like there's a hole in that bubble right now, so we'll figure it out.
All right. Ty, what do you have?
Mother Nature might not be too kind to the bad guy, but it was kind to me over this weekend. Had a beautiful golf outing with beautiful weather. I mean, beautiful temperatures out. Couldn't ask for better weather for this weekend. So thankful for that, and thankful for everyone that got to show up. Paul actually was able to show up too. Shout out to Paul. He was able to walk away with a couple of things too.
Was there free food? Because that's usually when Paul shows up.
Paul got that. Paul got a gas card too out of it.
Gas card?
Paul won a gas card, I think.
Awesome. All right, EB, what do you have?
Well, it's not Mother Nature because I don't think I've seen the outside since today. But filet, man, dude. These girls this past week, especially my team, and not just like Quinn's, but dude, they played their asses off and they did well. And to go down there and do what they did, especially without having a true post player, and majority of them never been in that situation before. They showed up, and you could just tell there was a different energy that they created for themselves. And it's always fun to hear that when coach is texting me saying, "Look, we're not even really interested in these girls because we don't have a spot for them right now, but we just love to watch your girls play." So to me, that's a play, and that's a testament to them because they're pretty awesome people, and it's a great experience for them.
Awesome. Quinn?
Mine's a beef, actually, and it's myself. I did not make my bed before I left, so I got home last night and was absolutely pissed off at myself that I didn't make my bed, and I proceeded to kick it and hurt my shin. So
you kicked your bed?
He needs
I
a
kicked the shit
woman
out
in
of
his
it.
life. He needs a woman in his life so bad right now.
Why
To make
did
the
it
bed?
matter
We
if you
can't all
made
have
your
cake
bed or
color,
not?
Billy. I'm sorry.
Can I ask that? What did it matter if you made your bed or not?
I didn't put sheets on my bed. I had a mattress.
Oh, okay, there we go. So you took all the sheets off your bed and washed.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like your covers were messed up and you were mad about that. And I'm like, who freaking knew?
No, nothing.
You had nothing but a mattress laying there.
If you must know, Quinn is my assistant. It's been
Eric Bailey is also my father, so that one kept us going for a while.
Okay, we're not going to go there. Let's go. Paul, what's dynamite drop it?
All right, yeah. No, hey, no beef today. Actually, mine is a full filet, and it was Saturday before I left to go to Ty's bachelor party. I was doing some stuff, putting some equipment away in my truck, and I left my sunglasses, the aviators, on the bumper of the truck. Forgot that I left them there. Had to go get some eggs real quick at the store around the corner. I left, drove around the block and a mile down the street into the store, and then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, where are my glasses at? And they were still on the bumper of my truck. I was so happy. I was excited. I was like, grabbed them. I threw them in the truck. I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, because I'd have been pretty disappointed. Even though I probably have like 9 pair of sunglasses, I like, yeah. She says, she goes, well, there's your filet for the week, girl. I'm like, damn right. Those are my favorite sunglasses, and they stayed on the bumper of my truck, and I still got them. And then I went to Ty's bachelor party, and yeah, I won a $50 gift card. And it wasn't free food because you still had to buy a ticket to get in. So.
Well played. Mine is going to be a filet as well. It was hanging out with you guys on Friday. Still, just an unbelievable, enjoyable experience. Hanging out with everybody. I got to see Coach Yeagley. I got to see his lovely wife, Kelly, and so many people. Got to see Doc DeCellis. I got to see, just so many people. And the one guy that I did miss was Randy Dominguez, who was on vacation. So, Randy, we love you. We miss you. Sorry I didn't see you, but your golf outing just was unbelievable. And Paul, you did a great job at the end, man. I don't think anybody ever gave you enough props for that at the end, because Fish was completely two sheets to the wind, as he typically is. Yeah, he was a Fish wholeheartedly. He represented, but he didn't do that's still to me one of the best outings of the year, just because the way it's run. It's so well run, so well organized. And it's another testament and a feather in the cap of South Range. So thank you for the invite again. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be part of that, and we look forward to it next year. And if you have a golf outing, we're still looking to fill up our golf outing schedule and get out to your place. This Friday, though, guys, breaking news, we're going to be at Risers in Columbiana on Firestone Farms. The link's at Firestone Farms. So we'll be live from out there. What's that?
I said, no, Kate, I didn't give it back. It was a door prize. I bought tickets for it.
You're supposed to give those back.
No, money. If you win money in a 50-50 or something.
Not when gas is $7 a gallon, you don't.
Yeah,
but
man.
When you buy tickets to the raffle and 50-50 tickets, those are you keep those things. It was either that or like some YSN T-shirts, which I thought were funny. They were giving away.
He comes down and he's like, "Hey, I need something." I'm like, "Okay, what do you need?" "Oh, T-shirts be great." I'm like, "Oh, God, all right."
Yeah.
Literally slim pickings, because Jeff took all the XLs,
so
and gave them to his girlfriends, I guess. So it was.
And XL's being generous.
It was
probably needed something to hear that.
Eric Estrada? Is that who you look like with your glasses on?
No, I look more like John
Belushi?
No.
Andy?
I figured that Paul's aviators would be the next thing that pops up from YouTube. Disappointed, YouTube. That's going to do it for our show today. No walk-off today, because technically right now we are trying to sell the rights to the walk-off for sponsorship dollars. So we're going to hold off on the walk-off till that's sponsored. But enjoy your Monday. We will see you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on your sports network. And as always, you can tune in ysnlive.com/live for any of the games that we have on the network. Until next time, we'll see you guys.